you get on board an aeroplane, what comes to mind first? A prayer, a wish, or just blank? Whichever side of the divide you're in, more importantly, I'm sure you just want the plane to take off safely and land safely, right? Well, it's the season of festivities, and it usually comes with lots of activities where passenger traffic increases and number of flight schedules, inbound and outbound, are on the rise. This is the time flight operators increase their revenue, especially with hike in price for ticket fares, which are not pocket-friendly. Well, for the Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development, part of the push over time is to improve safety standards within the sector by addressing challenges faced by passengers during this period and beyond. There are high expectations from air passengers for the sector to take proactive steps to address potential safety challenges and ensure seamless travel experience for passengers during the peak holiday season. On the other hand, aviation experts say airline operators must ensure they maintain the highest safety standards and prevent incidents that could compromise passengers' safety. But what are the relevant authorities and the aviation sector doing to ensure smooth operations while addressing the challenges that come with the season? We beam our spotlight on air travels this Yuletide. Our guest is Mr. Michael Achimogu, Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. We have situation reports from across the Federation as filed in by our correspondents. So, as you get on board tonight, fasten your seatbelt while we prepare you for a smooth flight. Welcome on board. It is Weekend File, and I'm Ruth Aguele. First, let's bring you the news. In a major gain for the Tinubu administration's oil sector reforms, Nigeria's Oriental Energy Resources Limited has unveiled a $315 million floating production, storage and offloading vessel in Dubai to boost Nigeria's oil production capacity. Vice President Kashim Shettima described the facility as more than just a maritime infrastructure project, but a pointer to the success of President Tinubu's reforms and Nigeria's growing global influence. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
It's a monstrous masterpiece, the best of its kind to be acquired by an indigenous oil production company.
The vessel, with a storage capacity of 1 million barrels, which will kick off with an initial production of 17,000 barrels per day, before increasing its production capacity to 30,000 barrels per day, is expected to depart for Nigeria in the first quarter of 2025 and commence production at the Okok oil field in the first half of 2025. Vice President Kashim Shettima pointed out that what sets Nigerians apart is not merely the audacity of their ambition, but their unique understanding of where the world is heading to.
We are redefining our master plan for economic growth. I assure you that Nigeria stands ready to support interventions like this, which align with our vision for expanding hydrocarbon exploration, storage, and refining. This FPSO vessel symbolizes a future where Nigerian ingenuity meets global demands and will be here every step of the way to ensure its utility and success.
The vessel is a critical link in Nigeria's ambition to optimize productivity, enabling the country to become a central hub for hydrocarbon demands in both domestic and global markets, commending Mohammed Indemi for his remarkable contributions to the industry.
14 years ago, we commissioned one big one here, Nokadom. And 12 years ago, we commissioned one big one, which is working right now, the same size with this, in China.
You know, when the statement is made, you don't appreciate the statement. But when you understand the idea of the level of investment that has been made to achieve this, and the amount of local content that was added to achieve this, and the amount of believing in Nigeria to add the local content to achieve this, that is when you will give kudos to this gentleman for believing in Nigeria.
This would stimulate economic growth. This would stimulate job opportunities to many Nigerians. And indeed, this will ensure steady growth and development of the Nigerian economy.
This partnership aimed at developing the vessel to become the center of excellence not only for Nigeria, but for the entire coast of Africa. As Nigeria's home-based refineries come alive, vessels like this will be instrumental in maximizing the nation's production capacity and driving economic growth. Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pati, says the transformation of the nation's healthcare delivery system will be impossible if not for the active and coordinated participation of the sub-national governments in the country. The Coordinating Minister made this known as Anambra Governor Professor Charles Soludo was awarded as winner of the Primary Healthcare Leadership Prize at the State House Banquet Hall in Abuja. He acknowledged the enhanced cooperation from the Nigeria Governors Forum in advancing the federal government's initiative to double primary healthcare facilities in Nigeria from 8,800 to 17,600 over the next 4 years.
Support of all the state governors and the FCT in advancing primary healthcare agenda. You've been relentless, not only in the last year, but I believe for the last so many years, without which I don't think we'll have the health outcomes even that we have at the moment.
Also, it is expected to foster a healthy competition among the states and the FCT and to encourage you all, your excellencies and your teams to continuously improve the capacity of your states for the delivery of high-quality PHC services to Nigerians.
First, we are here to celebrate the achievements of the PHC Leadership Challenge, a program that has become a catalyst for greater commitment at the subnational level in strengthening PHC systems. The efforts of the PHC Leadership Challenge are vital in shaping the future of healthcare delivery in Nigeria.
In other news, Flour Mills of Nigeria, PLC, makers of staple bulk foods and other varieties, has for decades proven itself as a brand that cares for and appreciated its customers. For the relaunch of 4 products, well, is a demonstration of Flour Mills' commitment to ensure value addition and quality of its products. Diana Aguele reports.
That signifies the official relaunch of Honeywell's dynamic new and improved identity, deliberately designed to meet consumers' needs. The latest package has enhanced look, increase in size, same quality and market price.
The campaign is Strands of Happiness. In terms of the Semo, it's all about new look, bigger size, but same great quality. And with the noodles, we've had some fun. We've brought back and brought up to date Bambalaya, which was an iconic sound. We thought it was high time we brought new clothes. We gave it a new look.
The pasta product, also known as macaroni or spaghetti, Honeywell noodles and stable bulk foods, such as semolina and wheat, are among the relaunched products.
We are giving consumer more, so which is value for money. For noodles, we are improving the taste, and for pasta as well, we've improved the qualities.
You know, the common saying that says the eyes eat before the mouth. So first seeing it, even before what is inside, everything is complementing each other.
Commercial Marketing Director, Flour Mills of Nigeria PLC, says the initiative is more than just visual upgrade, but a celebration of Nigeria's culture and the brand's enduring legacy with more nutritional value and taste.
It's a good time we're bringing it now, with the economy, bringing happiness to our families, bringing happiness to our homes and to our tables, and that's the promise we're bringing up.
Distributors and consumers of Honeywell went home with gifts, including standing fan and laptop. Since 1960, Flour Mills of Nigeria PLC has continued to pride itself with quality brands, building a strong reputation for excellence, innovation and community impact. In Lagos, Diana Aguele, NTA News.
The Independent Medium Policy Initiative Group has scored the various components of the ongoing tax reform bills before the National Assembly, saying it will influence the margins of productive and export economy. The group, which is made up of seasoned administrators, economists and investment experts, said the bills are not meant to underdevelop any part of the country, but to encourage more earners to pay tax, commiserate with their profits, while low-income Nigerians are left within the range of zero region as against the previous system.
This has further positive implications for business expansion, job creation, and increased standard of living. For us, the bill is a true exemplification of progressive tax system, which is reflected in the annual personal income tax rate as outlined in the 4th schedule of the bill as follows. The first one to 800,000 naira is charged at 0%. The next 2.2 million and above is charged at 15%. The next 9 million and above is charged at 18%. The next 13 million and above is charged at 21%. The next 25 million at 23%, and the next and above 50 million per annum is charged at 25%.
The major fear was that if you transfer money in your bank in Yola or Sokoto or anywhere, the VAT goes to the bank headquarters in Lagos. But this law did not say that.
To explain that the proceeds which are realized from the proposed tax bills will be used to meet crucial developmental purposes and appreciate federal government's efforts in the recruitment of 30,000 policemen annually for 6 years, full agricultural mechanization initiative, and free metering system for Nigerians. Former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, says the world is increasingly becoming complex and challenging and requires leaders with capacity to change the tide in combating emerging security threats. Buratai was speaking during the closing ceremony of the Leadership and National Cohesion Course 2 2024 for military, police, paramilitary and personnel of other agencies in Abuja.
Military and paramilitary personnel at a leadership course aimed at developing them to effectively support counterparts in other agencies to handle the several phases of leadership positions.
I therefore urge you to remain focused and strive to be good ambassadors of this center of excellence.
The skills you have acquired, strategic thinking, conflict resolution, inclusive communication, and collaborative problem solving are the building blocks of a sustainable national development.
The course, with support from the Japan government through the UNDP and conducted by the Martin Luther Aguele Leadership Center, seeks to promote the message of good governance and social cohesion.
Japan has consistently demonstrated its commitment to supporting vital training for African-led peace support operations and capacity building in Africa.
Our world is increasingly becoming more complex, and the challenges we face require collective action, collaboration, and a deep sense of shared purpose. As leaders, you have critical roles to play in promoting national cohesion and building a more united and prosperous society.
Partners urge the participants to remain committed to the values of leadership, integrity, and selfless service to induce the much-needed change.
Barely a week after she bagged an honorary doctorate degree from the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, has been conferred with a similar award, this time honorary degree of Doctor of Administration by her alma mater, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports that she received the award at the 48th convocation ceremony of the institution.
From Owerri in Imo State to Ile-Ife, Osun State, on another visit to alma mater, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ife, where another honor A doctorate degree in public administration awaits her at the 48th convocation ceremony. The award is for those deemed eminently qualified by one of the foremost universities in the country, and a citation tracking her achievements and contributions as a philanthropist, lawmaker, and impactful alumnus of the university provided proof and showed cause for the conferment. Coming from her alma mater, the award is special, and her decoration, along with 4 other eminent Nigerians, is a call for her and other graduates to do more in the service of the country and humanity.
I would like to charge you, as you move on in life, that Nigeria should be first place on your agenda, as this nation belongs to all of us. We must all be united and committed to nurturing it to reap the good of this land. Do not be afraid to dream big and never forget love for country.
A 200 million naira endowment fund to the institution highlights our commitment to education and infrastructural development of our former school.
I was speaking to NIDA, and they have agreed to donate an innovation nest to the Faculty of Technology through National Information Technology Development Agency. We are going to try to get shuttle buses. So, and those are the ways, and you that are going, I charge you all to do the same. Don't forget the school.
You have gotten additional certificates today. Let this moment spur you to engage in rigorous thinking about what you can do to create jobs and wealth for yourselves and employ others to work for you.
Chancellor of the University and Etsunupe, His Royal Majesty Alhaji Yahaya Abubakar, urges them to deploy the skills acquired at the university to provide solutions to challenges facing the country.
You must demonstrate to the world that you are indeed truly a product of sound education. You have not just earned a higher degree, you have unlocked a world of opportunities and possibility. I'm sure with unswerving support of the entire university community, our institutional vision and mission of transforming the institution into a cynosure of academic excellence will be a reality.
This is the 3rd honorary award to be conferred on the First Lady by Nigerian universities in the last 1 month. From Obafemi Awolowo University, Ife, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has sent heartfelt congratulations to elder statesman and renowned professor of mathematics, Professor Iya Abubakar, on the occasion of his 90th birthday. The educationist and one-time Vice-Chancellor of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, was Minister of Defense in the Second Republic and Senator representing Adamawa North between 1999 and 2000. In a statement by the Special Advisor on Information and Strategy to the President, Bayo Onanuga, President Tinubu commends Senator Abubakar for his services to his fatherland and prayed God to grant the former senator robust health so he can continue to render useful services to the nation. In other news, INEC has described as fake news reports in some section of the social media claiming purported death of the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, at a London hospital. A statement by Chief Press Secretary to the INEC chairman, Rotimi Oyekomi, recalled that the story first appeared on Monday, 9th December 2024. INEC therefore appeals to the public to disregard the rumor, as Professor Yakubu is alive, hale and hearty. He has not traveled to London in the last 2 years. He was present at an interactive meeting with the House of Representatives Committee on Electoral Matters on Wednesday, 11th December 2024. He also chaired the Commission's meeting with resident electoral commissioners on Thursday, 12th December 2024. Both events were widely covered on national television and reported on the front pages of most newspapers yesterday, Friday, 13th December 2024. Well, if you're planning on embarking on a trip this Yuletide, then stay tuned, because when we come back from our break, we'll be discussing air travels. Stay tuned.
This year draws to a close. We would like to express our sincere gratitude for your continued support. From breaking news to heartwarming stories, we are committed to bringing you credible content and delivering captivating programs that keep you glued to your screens. Our team is committed to providing exceptional service to delight our clients. We say thank you to those who have supported us through the year, from government agencies to corporate clients, political parties, religious bodies, and, most importantly, our viewers. As we welcome the new year, we look ahead with a promise to bring you the best in broadcasting as we continue this journey with you. Season's greetings from all of us at NTA.
It's the Glow Festival of Joy, and it's raining exciting prizes. Oh, for 120 days, we take it to the max. Mind-blowing, loaded prizes. Take John, winning a tear rubber Toyota Prado by recharging up to 100,000 naira. And Sister T, winning a Cha-Cha Kia Picanto by recharging up to 50,000 naira. From the sky, coming to you.
Yes, the gifts are unloading joy all over Nigeria.
From Toyota Prados to Kia Picantos, Keke Napes, generators, sewing machines, and even grinding machines. Just dial *611#, choose your prizes, recharge the value for the month, and you too can win.
Whoa, you too can win, oh!
The general public is hereby invited to the 2024 FRCN Annual Lecture and Awards with the theme Nigeria Food Crisis, Which Way Forward? Date December 19, 2024. Venue Nikon Luxury Hotels, Abuja. Time 10 a.m. prompt. Special guest of honor His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Chairman of the occasion His Excellency Barrister Nyesom Wike, Honorable Minister, Federal Capital Territory. Royal Father of the Day His Royal Highness the Emir of Zozo, Ambassador Ahmed Duhu Bamali. Guest lecturer Professor Abba Gambo, University of Maiduguri. Chief host the Honorable Minister, Federal Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Muhammad Idris. Host, Director General, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, Dr. Muhammad Bulama. Remember, the 2024 FRCN Annual Lecture and Awards holds on December 19, 2024. Don't miss it. Signed, Nsushima Ki, Chair, Planning Committee.
National Orientation Agency presents the grand finale of the 7 for 7 National Values Charter Campus Debate and Capacity Building Conference 2024. The value train has toured Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones, and now the zonal finalists are ready to battle for the coveted trophy. Southwest, Ladoke, Akintola University of Technology, Obomosho. South-South, Ignatius Aduru University of Education, Pawtucket. Southeast, Institute of Management and Technology, Enugu. North-Central, University of Ilorin, Kwara State. Northeast, Gombe State Polytechnic, Bajoga. And Northwest, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. The topic, criticizing and dissenting peacefully while maintaining love for one's country. Join us on December 17, 2024 for a live television broadcast as these finalists battle it out for the National Campus Debate Championship and the grand prize of 20 million naira. Be a part of the action. Vote live on all National Orientation Agency social media platforms. Don't miss it. 7 for 7. Inspiring values, shaping the future.
Thank you for staying tuned. Well, to begin our conversation, let's find out what's happening around the country, right? Well, the 2024 Yuletide has ushered in the typical challenges associated with air travel in Nigeria. Domestic airfares, we hear, have skyrocketed, with some one-way tickets now selling for over 280,000 naira. Creating a financial burden for many travelers. In this report, aviation correspondent Aliyu Kabir analyzes the underlying factors behind the sharp increase in airfares, the measures being taken by regulatory agencies to mitigate the situation, and way forward to address these recurrent challenges.
Air travel during the Yuletide season is expected to be seamless due to the fact that it's considered to be convenient, efficient, safe and reliable. Although some airlines slashed their fares for local flights, it is worthy to note that generally airfare is at the increase when compared to 2023 Yuletide.
I paid 120,000 naira one way from Ibadan to Abuja and another 120,000 naira back. So I think there has been an increase in airfare.
Not only with the air ticket, we know generally in Nigeria, we move with the season. Anything you expect, even the taxi, you expect the food stuff, because that is what people try to capitalize on.
Though airline operators did not deny the increase in the airfare, they assured their customers of excellent services in line with the guidelines of the regulatory agencies.
Everything that is done by the operators are in compliance with both the ICAO rules and the NTA standard. So it is just for the customers to know their right. But in most cases here, Nigerian operators go beyond those rights and even offer, discount.
Another issue being experienced within the season is the flight delay and cancellation, which has been described as common occurrences in Nigeria, particularly during the Yuletide season.
My flight is supposed to take off 8:20 in the morning, so they reschedule it to 5:20. Earlier before now, I've been here for 4 hours.
The delay for today is something else, honestly.
Despite the concerns about high fares and issues of insecurity and other related challenges, the authorities have taken steps to ensure that flight operations are not disrupted. To address the anticipated travel pressure within the season, 10 additional airlines are being deployed to support domestic airlines. This move, NCAA says, is expected to ease the burden on travelers and prevent chaos at Nigerian airports. For safer and secure trips, passengers are advised to get to the airport on time and to be sure that they are aware of all the security protocols and procedures and to be patient during their travels. In Abuja, Aliyu Kabir.
Well, traveling during peak periods such as the Yuletide can be demanding, right? Passengers are frequently faced with challenges like too much crowd, flight delays, rescheduling, and even cancellation as the peak travel period creeps in. Our correspondent, John Adams, visited the Murtala Mohammed Airport for a situation report.
Though the usual traffic experience during the season is yet to begin, some passengers who were seen waiting for their flights share their thoughts on their experience this season.
Everything is moving fine and it's not crowded, so I think it's much more better than when I came home.
No crowd, people go one by one.
These stakeholders want relevant authorities to put measures on ground to ensure seamless experience for passengers in the coming days when traffic is expected to be at its peak.
Counting at the airports, that needs to be taken care of before the season, the travel period comes in, because this starts have a way of disgracing not only Nigerians. The government has also said they are working on the ease of doing business at the airport, and I've asked that table for those who go on international flights.
Airline officials say they are working hard to minimize delays and ensure memorable traveling experience for all passengers. In Lagos, Hinginu, John Adams, NTA News.
Time to bring in our guest. We have in the studio Mr. Michael Achimugu. He's the Director, Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Achimugu.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening to you too. Well, the rush hour is drawing closer, and it can be overwhelming for airline operators and, of course, the air passengers. But is the authority, strategizing to ensure no hiccups during this year out?
Of course. Traffic is expected to increase every year end. It's same thing with road travel, because people are returning from abroad, traveling to their villages, to states where there are sunset airports, and all of that. But this year is going to be better because more aircraft have come into the country thanks to the Honorable Minister's signing of the practice direction of the Cape Town Convention and the DGCA's signing of IDERA. Lessors are now willing to allow more planes coming to Nigeria. The problem in the past was the lack of capacity, but this year is so much better, as even evident in the clips that you have shown.
And not too long, we saw the Flight Monitoring Center for data, that ensures the processing, evaluation for data and monitoring of airline operators. What impact will this have in terms of ensuring safety for air passengers this period?
What it means is that whenever there's an incident at the airport, that center, the NCAA, can simulate what has happened. It can gather data from the black box and everywhere else and tell in exact terms what caused that incident. That way, we're able to gather data more and then prevent future occurrences. It's a win for Nigeria.
Indeed, and of course, I know air passengers want the win-win approach, right? Mr. Achimugu, you agree with me that this period, talking about the youth out, there's a lot of disruption we see occur in the past. We don't know what will happen this time around, especially in the aspect of cancellation and delay of flight, which has become a norm, and of course, with no explanation. What would you say is the authority doing to curtail that before it even begins?
Well, you wouldn't say there's no explanation. Every flight delay and cancellation has a reason. It's important, first of all, to note that no airline will buy aircraft or lease aircraft into Nigeria and not want to fly, because people must realize that when an airline do not fly, they are losing millions. As a matter of fact, tens of millions. Now, there's a number of reasons. And then again, flight disruptions are global. It's not a Nigeria thing. It happens everywhere, okay? Of course, one, we have agreed that we've had capacity problem. There weren't enough aircraft to fly passengers in Nigeria. However, that has been sorted. What the NCA will do now is to ensure compliance by the airlines. And wherever the flight disruption is the fault of the airline, the regulations stipulate care, measures that the airline should take to provide care to passengers. And where the default, then there will be ramifications for non-compliance. However, recently I announced that there will be sanctions for, certain levels of non-compliance. But generally speaking, the airlines are doing better now that there's more aircraft.
Okay, we'll pick up with this conversation. We have to take a quick break. We'll be back. Please stay tuned.
The holiday season, the chance to showcase my exquisite taste in furniture through hosting my annual Christmas get-together. With LifeMade Furniture's Christmas discounts, I can upgrade my space without breaking the bank.
Save big this festive season with LifeMade Christmas mega discounts from November 1st to December 31st. For more information, call 081 2000 6000 or visit elifemade.com. Wish you a stylish Christmas with LifeMade Furniture.
Hey Nigeria, ready to breathe cleaner air and save money? Let's talk about gas. Drive with CNG, the smart, cost-effective choice. Fill up for less and travel further. Save money, save the planet. Switch to LPG for cooking cooking. It's cleaner, healthier, and better for environment. Say goodbye to smoke and eye problems. Do you know Nigeria is a gas nation ranked 9th globally with over 209 trillion cubic feet of gas reserve? Gas isn't just for cooking and driving. It powers industries too. Cleaner, cheaper, and more efficient. And the best part, conversion centers are popping up everywhere. It's never been easier to switch to gas. Join the cleaner energy revolution. Choose LPG for cooking and CNG for your vehicles. Clean energy for brighter future. This message is brought to you by the Office of the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Gas, supported by the Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA.
You left so many words unsaid.
How will I face this crowd? With Tom Tom, no Lily. Let's do this.
Stay confident and stay focused. Breathe for it with Tom Tom.
At Home Options, you're welcome to a world of elegance where every corner whispers sophistication. Step into our showroom and indulge your senses with our timeless designs and craftsmanship, from plush sofas to magnificent dining tables that host lifetime celebrations. Our collections, the hallmark of luxury. Create your haven with exclusive bedroom selections and turn your sanctuary into a realm of refined tranquility. When it comes to bathroom solutions, our stylish fixtures, lavish tubs and showers are crafted for your well-being, transforming your daily routine into a ritual of indulgence. At Home Options, we provide lifestyle solutions. So, visit our showrooms in Lagos and Port Harcourt because your space deserves to mirror your impeccable taste. Home Options. Live well.
How healthy is our healthcare system? The National Health Facility Survey 2023 reveals groundbreaking insights into the state of healthcare delivery in Nigeria. Join key stakeholders, policymakers, and health experts as they delve into the findings of the survey and discuss the future of healthcare in Nigeria. From infrastructure gaps to successes in service delivery, we explore the numbers, the impact, and what lies ahead for Nigerians. Tuesday Live, every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. Educative and incisive as ever. Join us.
Thank you for staying on board. Mr. Achimugu will pick up with our conversation. I want to find out what is happening in the southeast. We hear air transport operators have confirmed a comparative drop in patronage this festive season as passengers complain of soaring air fares. Susan Eze has a situation report.
Kanu International Airport, Enugu, and the Sam Mbakwe Cargo Airport in Imo State. Operators report a drop in patronage due to hike in fares.
The issue with flight ticket is that, it's for the rich now.
Patronage for this Christmas dropped. What you find out is those that can squeeze themselves to pay for air travel. Something really needs to be done. But you don't blame the airlines because of huge operational costs. Don't forget that your FX system also impacts on air travel 100%.
As industry watchers fear the ripple effect of the soaring fares on the economy, they suggest the regulatory agencies put a cap on fares during this season. They also call on the federal government to review operations in the Nigerian aviation sector for more standardized pricing regime. In Enugu, Susan Eze, NTA News.
All right, Mr. Achimugu, you've just seen what's happening in the southeast, but I'd like to know, I asked a question earlier, so I want to follow up in the aspect from the air passengers now. When there's a disruption, what should they do?
If your flight has been delayed unnecessarily or cancelled and you're not satisfied with the service you've been rendered, the first thing you must do is approach the airline. Maybe you want a refund, maybe you want reprotection. Reprotection is a situation where the airline transfers you to a sister airline to take you to the destination that they are now unable to travel. Where you are not satisfied with the resolution from the airline, then you can report to the NCAA. We have a portal, we have, excuse me, there we have an email, cpd@ncaa.gov.ng, where you can report directly to me, michael.achimugu@ncaa.gov.ng. When these reports get to us, we forward to the airlines and they have 7 days to respond. The cases are investigated, and where you are due a refund, we will refund. However, because of the Yuletide, it's important that I advise passengers, and we've been doing this physically with awareness programs in 3 regions over the last 2 weeks. Please, this season, there will be a lot of disruptions. There will be high traffic. So 1, go to the airport very early. Do not be late. The regulations say that for domestic flights, you must be at the airport terminal for check-in at least 2 hours before departure. And for international flights, 3 hours. This is to enable you have enough time to go through boarding processes and not be late. Also, take note of the conditions of carriage of your ticket. Weigh your bags properly, because a lot of people are going to be traveling with luggage this time more than before. Realize also that when you land at your destination and your luggage do not come with you, you have a right to walk to the counter of the airline and demand for what we call first need compensation. For a local flight, the airline must pay you 10,000 naira right there at the terminal while searching for your bag. For international flight, it's $170. Yes.
Interesting. But again, something of importance, Mr. Achimugu, is not to indict any air operator, but I'm sure we've gotten reports, which I'm sure you're aware, of exploitation of passengers this period, hiking air tickets because of the rush hour. Is the authority doing anything to address that or taking any action?
Issues of pricing in seasons like this is it's down to the economics of the business. Even road travel experiences these hikes, especially to the southern parts of the country, because they tend to have more people traveling towards those places than in the north, that perhaps is largely more Muslim and do not celebrate Christmas in the way that the south does. And the pricing of airfares is not really something that is regulated. It's self-regulatory. Is there anything the NCA can do about it? Yes. However, our duty in the Consumer Protection Department at the NCAA is to protect both the passengers and also the airlines. And so you want to look at the dynamics of it all. We are in the industry, we understand some of these things, but where it goes beyond necessary, then we will step in.
We must commend the NCAA, for this reawakening on sensitization, especially to air passengers, in the aspect of knowing their rights and taking responsibilities. But again, it requires a holistic approach. If you must enhance the sensitization across the country, and not just for some sections, because Mr. Achimugu, a lot of people are still not aware of their rights. Is the authority looking at ways to enhance this sensitization drive?
Absolutely.
Okay.
A year ago, or slightly more than a year ago, I wasn't even aware of the NCAA, but now a lot more people do. And we'll continue to do more. Across the nation, we have roll-up banners at the airports telling passengers their rights and responsibilities. We are having a lot of media tours, like I'm here now speaking. So anybody who is viewing NTA right now who did not know about the NCA before probably does right now. And so we continue to ramp up. In the history of the NCAA, this year, 2024, we've had the highest number of stakeholder engagement. So it's improving. It's much better than where we are coming from.
And I know that the Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development, is pushing so hard for ongoing reforms in the aviation sector. And when we're talking capacity, safety, and efficiency, it cuts across all the sectors, all the agencies on there. Would you say the authority has that capacity to carry out the kind of task before it?
Why not? Okay. We operate within the ambit of the regulations and international conventions.
Okay.
Nigeria is not among the countries with the highest number of air mishaps. Relatively, comparably, safety is much better here than it is in most places. Yes, we've had a few incidents, mostly about runway incursions, and all of that, but the industry has been safe here. Our engineers at the NCAA carry out their checks diligently all the time. As a matter of fact, it's part of why you witness these delays and cancellations, because if something is not right technically, our people will not allow that plane fly. For a passenger, yes, he has a right to feel frustrated, but where it's a weather issue, a technical issue, it's our duty to ensure safety, because safety and security are our core mandate, You may feel frustrated, but understand sometimes that if you insist and fly that time, you may die. It's not our duty to, pander to emotions, And Nigeria has a good record under the leadership of Festus Keyamo and the DGCA Captain Chris Najomo. It is why plane crashes, despite the concerns, registered by a number of experts, have not happened here. We are on top of our game.
So what's the synergy like with sister agencies, talking about the authority and sister agencies, if you must ensure every loose ends are not...
It has to improve.
Okay.
It has to improve. And under the leadership of Festus Keyamo, it's much better. Earlier this morning, I was speaking with the MD fan on the phone because, I had received a complaint that was not under my purview. I escalated that to her, and she left her busy schedule to call me and address the issue, explain what needed to be explained. So it's much better. We're working together. We must note that the NCA is the regulatory authority and regulates all of these other agencies. But the relationship has been perfect. However, more can be done. More can be done.
When you say perfect, one would think there are no challenges. What are some of the challenges you're contending with? Is it compliance? Because when you go out to do your regulations to these airline operators, do they readily just comply? Mostly,
yes. Okay. You see, like I always say, when people complain, their expectation is that we sanction airlines immediately. But I always educate people that the mere occurrence of a disruption does not qualify an airline for sanction. The regulation stipulates what an airline must do when a disruption occurs. The question becomes, did they do it? Did they provide information every 30 minutes after that delay has begun? After 2 hours, did they provide light refreshment? Between the hours of 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. in the morning, did they provide accommodation? These are the things that an airline must do when disruptions happen. So our task is to find out if those measures have been carried out. If they were, there's no need to sanction anybody.
Great. And just before we let you go, Mr. Achimugu, what's your advice? People will be traveling a lot too.
Yeah.
So.
I know. Yeah. Please go early. Understand also the terms of the ticket you are buying. Some tickets are not flexible. Especially if you are using a travel agent, look carefully at the ticket, the terms and conditions of the ticket you are buying. Where a ticket is non-refundable, and it's already purchased, if you come to the NCA, we might not be able to help. And also, do not be aware of dangerous goods, so that when you come to the airport, you don't get delayed at the scanning point and then miss your flight. It will be your fault to be on you. Yes, very important.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Michael Achimugu. Hope the flight was smooth. Thank you for being on board.
Yes, it was.
All right. He's the Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection from the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. Let's take a break. We'll be back.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree, we sway in colors, with undying demand. We make solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Ethnicity is unique, we are more than just a nation.
We are Nigeria, strengthening unity.
I am the real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
The federal government of Nigeria warns vandals of national assets, electricity transmission towers, cables, and other facilities to desist from this act of sabotage. Vandalism is a serious crime punishable under the law. Vandalizing electrical equipment will affect millions of Nigerians, including your loved ones. Remember that national assets belong to all of us, hence the need to protect them. Report all cases of suspicious movement around electrical facilities to security agencies. When you see something, say something. This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation in collaboration with the National Counter-Terrorism Center, NCTC, Office of the National Security Advisor.
Thank you for staying with us. On the global scene, female Sudanese refugees face desperate times in Chad camps, and United Nations say Central Africa is challenged on two fronts. Kolo Mohammed has details.
The war in Sudan has a devastating impact on women and girls for easier access to assistance, jobs, and promises to receive money. The women and girls in different camps mention how men exploited them, including security forces. Wondering how to survive living with horrors from long ago of how their parents and siblings were murdered back home right before their eyes.
When we came to Chad, the food they gave us was not enough, so I slept with a man when I gave birth to this child. I had to because they won't give us enough to eat.
Majority of Sudanese refugees in Chad are women. Aid groups struggle to support them in growing displacement websites. In other news, the islands of Comoros, Madagascar, Mayotte, in the Indian Ocean are bracing for Cyclone Chido as the intense tropical storm weared its way towards Africa's east coast. It warns that more than 2 million people could be affected when Chido makes landfall on the continent and is expected early Sunday. Kolo Mohammed, NTA News.
All right, let's talk sports. Francisca is set to guide us. Hello, Francisca.
Hello, Ruth. Welcome to Sports Update. A late Diogo Jota goal salvaged a point for 10-man Liverpool as the twice came from behind in an enthralling 2-2 draw to Fulham at Anfield, extending the unbeaten record against the Cottagers to 7 games. Meanwhile, Arsenal failed to fully capitalize on Liverpool's pool slip-up as they were held to a goalless draw at the Emirates Stadium by Everton, leaving the Gunners 6 points off the title pace, having played a game more. In other results, Ipswich picked up just their second win in the season, courtesy of a 2-1 win over Wolverhampton, as Newcastle beat Leicester City 4-0 at St James Park. 7 games will be decided Sunday in the Match the 17 encounter of the Nigerian Premier Football League as El Kanemi takes on Abia Warriors in Maiduguri. Niger Tornadoes take on Sunshine Stars as Bayelsa United welcome Akwa United at the Samson Siasia Stadium, Yenagoa. Other games will see relegated side Bendel Insurance travel to Aqua City Stadium as they take on Heartland, while Katsina United will welcome Rangers as Ikorodu City takes on table toppers Remo Stars. Meanwhile, Saturday games saw Lobby Stars of Makadi beat Plateau United 1-0 at the Lafia Township Stadium as Shooting Stars held to finish the game 2-0 at home. Well, that's it on Sports Update. It's back to Ruth.
Thank you very much, Francisca. And that's it on Weekend File. We'll do a